Right, it's Wednesday, November 22nd. This is an end of the day SPY recap. Today we end up with a two up green day. It's a bit of a doji bar, neutral bar. We did take out the high of that inside bar on a potential breakout to the upside. Taking it, we did right out of the gates, kind of hit that target, which was the Monday high. You know, it would have been nice to start inside of that and break up and see what happened, but we gapped up a little bit. So between the pre-market range here, between the blue lines, right out of the gate, you could see a big 15-minute bar that tried to break out and then immediately failed to the downside. So as I shot on a video, for me, once I saw the breakout occurring on the 5-minute chart, this is the 5-minute, I decided once I started kind of holding here to play that breakout and just to see if you might get a 15-minute bar that closes green and follows through. I scaled out. I set up a no-risk trade just in case something like this would happen, and I shot a video how I ended up kind of taking a very small gain there and then wanted to watch it. In terms of the way price action unfolded, my reading of it was you never really got the breakout of the first bar high to even have any buy signal. So we come down. Once this big red bar was forming, coming through the midpoint of that first bar, I had a feeling you'd take out the low, the first bar low, which we did. Then we came down for a bar. We had an immediate, little bit of buying in here on bar 3. And then bar 4, you had kind of a green bar and then a 2 up. Now, I didn't choose to buy this. To me, I sensed that, there really wasn't the strength in the market to go all the way back up to those highs again. If you want to consider this kind of a red to green move on bar 4, that's above the midpoint of the prior day. You are targeting that high. If you thought that could happen, you could have got in here. You would have had to just grind all day long, and you could have, you could have just realized that the market really wasn't making any kind of a push up in the morning to get up there, and had no problem with that trade, but it didn't go anywhere. To me, didn't think there was enough momentum here after that big drop to get back to those highs. And at the same time, we were above the midpoint of the prior day. So there was no real failure that was unfolding after watching these two bars on 3 and 4 kind of meet with buying in here. So, you're definitely meeting with buying, and it tried to go up. Then you had a little drop, then up. So it just went pretty much sideways all day once you had that initial up-down move on the first two bars. So it was really a nothing day, and sometimes that happens. Again, I was discussing on the recap video yesterday how you want to see on these inside bars whether you get a big breakout or a failure. And in this case, we had the breakout attempt. Didn't quite fail, but didn't really go anywhere. So that sets up an interesting 2 down possibility if we get it on Friday to maybe work and fail. Maybe it's a compound kind of failure thing where today we went up, didn't go anywhere, and if we can kind of start below the midpoint here, get a 2 down, then that should take us to the bottom of this inside bar down here, and then we kind of get to see. I don't know with 1 day to go in the week if we're going to turn this weekly chart red, but maybe if we head lower, we end up with a nice shooter bar. And if we can determine that's happening by the end of Friday, then that could kind of project that we might be finally getting that weekly pullback into this gap. So, we'll see how things close, but maybe we just on Friday continue. This was just another pause day for some reason, and we end up, and it's another green bar, and we're ending up going to those weekly highs all the way up here that we've been kind of referencing. We took out this little key pivot right here, and if we're not going to fail there, then we should be heading up to the next target. So I see no reason for a failure in terms of the fact that we didn't fail at that pivot up here. Where is it? Right here. But at the same time, we're not breaking through especially on this bar today. So the failure, the first sign of it would occur on a 2 down day. So let's just see if that unfolds. But in terms of today, the way I saw it again, if you're just playing the 15-minute chart, there was really no trade at all to the upside. And then in my opinion, no trade to the downside, and it was a nothing day. If you want to try that 5-minute aggressive play that I do, I discussed on my video how I really want to see on those 5-minute charts, if I play that aggressive breakout, not only heading up immediately, but then that 15-minute bar kind of holding and then immediately following through. And that really sets me up nicely. And that didn't happen today. So anyway, we will see what unfolds after the holiday, on Friday, half a day. Let's just see if we start a reversal, or maybe we kind of hold in here, which then kind of keeps us, biased to the upside.